Why the fuck do I laugh like a penguin?
Laugh like a penguin.
It's like
Should hear me laugh goes like I'm using the two types of people laughing. They're the loud laughers and the silent laughers. The loud ones, at least you know they're laughing. With the silent ones, it's like, are you dying? Are you wheezing
like
for
like, oh my god, did I just kill you? Are you still alive? I don't know, I'm still coughing. What the fuck?
Just silent.
Whoa, are we on? We're on.
My god.
Welcome back
I want
to the double-sided tape. This is sorry, we're overstimulated.
We're steaming today. Bye.
Welcome back to episode 74.
74.
Sorry, episode 74. 73, sweetie.
You know what? I think we're going to drop numbers at this point. Because I feel like we've got so many numbers mixed up. The guys constantly fact-checking us in the comment section. By the way, guys, there was 73. I think it is 74. Yeah, it's 74.
73. Oh, from IM to DM.
Yeah, and then 74.
DM to IM was 73, now 74. Okay,
Yeah.
we're doing well. Austin?
Yo, what's up?
Hi.
I'm good.
How are you? I was waiting for the number to like drop on our little board in the back. 74.
Silence on set.
I know.
So sweet, let me tell you something. When the spice so sweet, let me tell you. When the spice so sweet, let me tell you something. When the spice so sweet, let me tell you.
So yeah, welcome back to another episode of the Double-Sided Tape with myself, Ashley.
Nimrod, and we're back. And yeah, how has your week been? Because
Let me tell you, it's only fucking Wednesday, and it needs to be a fucking wrap.
yeah,
Like,
wrap the shit up.
someone needs to wrap it up
Yeah.
and drop it in Christmas, because like, okay, no, don't gift me this week. Like, it's not trying to, no. But it's been a long ass week, and
Yeah.
it's only midweek. I don't know what the hell is happening. The Mercury you were talking about
I
last
told
week.
y'all.
What was my sign? A new relationship.
Yep.
Oh my god!
Astrology hoes.
I just came from saying I shout a lot on this podcast.
Astrology
and I'm here shouting.
hoes.
Sorry, Austin.
Sorry, I'm just happy I'm getting a bit of validation because, you know, I'm always talking about this astrology shit and everybody thinks it's ass, but it's not.
You're on
it's
one.
the trology.
You're on one. Like, it's what?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, yeah. I feel like it's coming too, but my Mercury is in Gatundu.
Yeah.
Gatundu.
It's in Gatundu.
Gatundu, yeah.
That's the title of the podcast.
It's giving shut it
Mercury
down
Gatundu.
right the fuck now. So yeah, work is hectic.
Yeah.
Life generally is hectic. My trainer was trying to kill me yesterday. So yeah, just a lot is happening. But hey, we thank God for life.
Yeah.
Thank God for another episode of the Double-Sided Tape, because you know we fucking got you. How's your week been?
Mercury is in Gatorade.
Gatorade for real.
In Gatorade, because I was trying to think of the equivalent to like an Indian village, because you said Gatundu with G. So in my head, I'm scanning. I'm like, wait, what village? I don't know. Never mind. So mine is in Gatorade, exactly. Yeah, it's just been hectic. It's felt like a heavy week.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't even get out like on Sunday, because mine started on Sunday. Like I woke up feeling heavy.
Yeah.
Like emotionally, physically, like nothing's moving. And I'm like, let me recharge. So I thought the recharge would help. But come Monday midday, it showed me the true colors.
Yep.
It's like, bitch, you thought. But now, anyway, I'm just happy we're here. And I think this podcast is such an outlet.
I agree.
For us. But yeah, we're here now. And did you get to watch, by the way, what was this thing called? Is it Love? No. Love is Blind.
No.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
I was looking forward to discuss
I'm so
this.
sorry, but you can give me the tea, sweetie.
Let me give you mine a tea.
Yeah.
And this is off Tom and Maria, if you've watched Love is Blind UK. So Tom is a white boy. Maria is like a Moroccan or something.
I saw the little snippet.
Yeah.
Okay, go off.
So now these two basically have ended up together. And one of the relationship problems that they're facing is that Maria found it odd that when they went for Tom found it odd. They both found it odd. So basically, they've both gone on 2 dates. One was, I don't know, like an ice cream date, and one was a different date. And the guy paid. So now Tom, later on, was like, I'm feeling a kind of way that I paid for 2 dates. And then he asked the babe, Maria, wagwan with that? Like, why are you feeling like, I have to pay? And she's like, you see, from my culture, she's like, first of all, it was just ice cream. She's like, second of all, in my culture, like, she has a Muslim background, it's very normal for the men to pay.
Yeah.
And then later on, like when you get married, yes, you'll split finances depending on the situation. But essentially, the first few dates, or when you're finessing me, the man is paying. So now this white boy goes like, oh, so if it's like that, that means when we get married, she's not going to split the bill. Like he went into his white boy bag and it kind of gave me a reality check that, I don't think I can do white boys if they're built like that. And a lot of them actually are. Like, because in their culture...
Do you think so?
I think so, because like white people culture is generally, selfish in a lot of the ways. And we hear these stories all the time. Like people go abroad and when they interact with white families, it's different. Like you come to like a black family or a brown family, your friends come home, you're having dinner. Like my mother will make sure she feeds you more than she feeds me. Yeah. So she'll take care. But with white people, it's more like, oh, Susan, you're here. Oh, we hadn't planned for this, Susan. That kind of thing.
Kanja.
Yeah. So I feel like culture is such a big point, and that's why it gave me a realization that maybe white guys.
I think, okay.
Before you continue.
Yeah, go on.
One more thing. He makes it worse. He's like, I'm afraid that if she thinks like that, she's going to take my property after we get married. And then there's another twist. One last thing. She says she refused. So his house is on mortgage. And she says after the wedding, my salary is not going to help you pay for the mortgage.
Agreed.
So now he's mad about that too.
Okay. Okay. All right. Whoa. I think this is a Tom issue.
Yeah.
Not a white boy issue. Is this the one that he was just like, I don't care what anybody says?
No. That's a different guy.
That's a different...
That one is an asshole. Yeah.
Okay, great. Cool. So listen, it's a Tom issue. You know why? From what I understand, a lot of white men are givers. Like you go for dates, the man will pay 100%. Like you're not meant to touch. And I think we even talked about this on the mics once.
Yes, we did.
Yeah. To the point where Black women will literally go to the States or to the UK so that they can be with a white man instead of a black man because they are more givers. They believe in the art of the woman is not meant to do anything. You just stand there and look pretty. Like it's on me, right? Okay. So I think it's an individual thing because I believe even if you're looking at Kenya, there are men like that, right? Yeah. So I think that's an individualistic thing, not necessarily white. I understand what you mean about culture, where if you go into a family's house, they're not necessarily going to feed you like an African family.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, sisi tunapenda tu kulisha watu.
Yeah.
Like that, it's in our
Huwezi
DNA.
toka kwa nyumba yangu without having anything to eat or drink.
Yeah, exactly. But the paying of bills things, I understand. Even from being with a white man. Ned, shut up. Even from being with a unapiga kelele.
Hata kama any beautiful man.
Come for a cameo. Wait, I'm talking.
What are you talking about?
The mics are closed at the moment.
What was I saying?
About the
even
Tom
with
issue.
being with a white man before, not necessarily being.
Yeah.
But for him, it was just like, you're not paying for jack shit. Like, a man is here to basically give, right? On this, hey, mimi nikoe. Unaniambia nikulipia mortgage.
Yeah.
Hell to the fucking no.
Because you didn't take that mortgage for us, with me.
Also, if you're living in a house and we get married, honestly, this is what I think. We're moving into a matrimonial house.
Yeah.
A house that we have both picked. Don't you dare tell me that we're going to split bills. And I understand fully about splitting bills when you're in a two-income household.
Yeah.
Right? It makes so many things easier.
The economy is tough. We get it. Yeah.
It makes sense. You know, mimi nitanunua unga. You do the
electricity
house, or 90%
or
of the, or 60%, whatever you decide.
Yeah.
But you get a mortgage and then you tell me, Ati, when we move in together, when we get married, I'm gonna help you pay for it. Hell no. Listen, finish paying for it. Whatever money you get from that house, if you're renting it out or whatever, well and good.
Yeah.
But we're not living in that house. We're getting a matrimonial house. And I believe this is also in if we look at the African culture, it's the same thing. You cannot live as a bachelor or when you're a bachelor, you cannot live in the same house that
You
you
have
lived
even with
in.
us guys, you have to move to a matrimonial home, like you
or
said.
unless you're already living together initially, but you had gotten that house together.
Together,
There's
yeah.
no way you're living in the same bloody house.
Exactly.
What was the other point? I forget.
I
got
mean,
too passionate about that.
Wait. So, let me just play the devil's advocate.
Please.
Say your dad started living in the house that they're currently living in, okay? And then they get married. He got married to your mom. Your mom is expecting your dad to move out of that house that is paying that mortgage and then get a new one.
Technically, what we're saying is, I'm not about to start paying for the mortgage with you.
No, he's paying for it.
that's fine.
Oh, that's fine.
That's okay.
I'm fine with that. But also, let me bring in another factor. There's a factor of it being a family heirloom. Can a house be a family heirloom or something of the sort?
Yeah.
You can say that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but if it's an an apartment or a house that you bought as a bachelor, we can find needs. Never.
Like anabambika.
We can find needs for that house. It's not ours. Do you get what I mean? So for me, a matrimonial house is something that we have gotten together.
So your indifference comes in when you're not involved in that process.
Pretty much, yeah.
Because that's your bachelor part. Because I'm going to be
It
honest
is.
with you.
No, it is.
Let me be honest. Even as a woman, my house is not like, okay, thankfully, it's not like a bed sitter or something, right? But now, for example, it's like a house that can accommodate 2 people. Like, it's a good place to start. For example, my ex he lived with his parents. Now, if we got married and he'd want to move into my house, I wouldn't be okay with it. I would want for us to now move to another house together
That we have.
we house hunted together, we liked it, we saw ourselves in that house. It's more about the aura, the spiritual, the vibe aspect. It's more about that.
Because if you look at it, okay, where my folks live, right? It's a family farm. But see, that's a family
Inheritance.
inheritance,
Yeah.
technically, right? If my dad was to move out of the house and go to his own house, but he still has that house in the family farm, I think if they got married, we'd be like, it makes more sense to move back to that house. If you've bought this house with mortgage, put it out for rent or whatever.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? Because even you think about it. Okay, ukiolewa sahi, and there's a babe, the babe that you're seeing has a house, right? Bought a house.
First things first, I'm not moving into a babe's house.
See,
Exactly.
I, as a man,
Okay,
I'm
you're not moving into
Yeah.
a woman's
Yes,
house.
I am not.
Well and good. Same thing as me. As a woman, I'm not moving into a man's house when
Yeah.
we're married.
Let's move
when,
on.
when we're married, I'm not moving into a man's house. Also, the amount of demons that are in that house.
I don't. You
That's,
don't. You don't.
that's an unclarified assumption.
Well
It's an
and good.
it's an
Yeah,
unclarified
but
assumption.
it's just
Okay,
about.
it's light. I'm making it light.
Okay.
Okay, let's
Shut up.
No,
This is our
let me
conversation
even go
now.
with his aura points. You see, forget even about the amount of women who came in. Just the amount of people that walked into that house
Darling,
as a
it's a
bachelor.
trap house.
It's an aura thing.
My house is a trap house. The
Yeah.
amount of people who have slept in my bed and I'm not even fucking them. Okay?
It's true.
The amount of people, like, my bed, I will move with my bed if I get married.
Yeah,
but my
because
bed
your bed
will
is
not
nice.
be our bed. Our bed will be a bed that we have gone and looked at and said, okay, we want this mattress.
Sat on the mattress.
We want this bed. This is how we want it to look. This is how we want it to feel.
Yes.
When like, it's a partnership. Thank you.
Finally.
So see, a partnership, when you get married, it's a partnership.
Yeah.
And in everything that is in that house, it's a partnership.
You
Even
make
the
choices
utensils.
together.
Yeah.
You'd be like, are we debating between the red cups or the black cups?
See what we mean?
Yeah.
So there's no way you're paying a mortgage on a house and you expect me to just waltz in there.
Yeah.
And move in. Maybe when you're buying that house or you're putting the mortgage down on that house, you had other ideas for it. You get what I mean?
And then
or you
expect
had
me
another
to pay.
woman you wanted to be in that house with you, and then her jujus come and
Yeah. And then on top of that, you expected me to help you pay for the mortgage.
Hell to the fucking
So
no.
Tom, fuck you. And then why is he whining about paying for an ice cream date? Because this is obviously you're in love.
date,
You're in
yeah.
love is
Ooh.
blind UK. You got the money. He's got money. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what profession he's in. He's like 45. You're stable.
you're 45 and you're in love on black. Let's start there.
And then he's around in his 40s or something. And then
Austin, we see your chats. Uh-huh.
It said, where you tonight?
You saw the WYA?
Rumors.
Damn.
Focus,
Podcast
guys.
wild.
Focus.
Anyway, go off.
Yeah, so why are you whining about paying for ice cream, fam? Like, if you're a university student trying to date and you don't got money, at that point, I get it.
It makes sense.
Yeah, but you're stable and you're whining about paying for an ice cream date? Yeah, no.
Yeah, you can go fuck off. Also,
Yeah.
now that you mentioned his age and being stable, I want to ask you something. This might come off wrong. It always does. Fuck. For you, at your age, if you find a man who is much older, in their 40s or their 50s or whatever, and has never been in a serious relationship, has never maybe gotten engaged, or is not married or doesn't have a child, is that a red flag for you?
No. Because for me, the reason why that's not a red flag is I think there are two ways to look at it. One way for me would be I'd like to be positive about it and say it's not a red flag in the sense that I think that's somebody who took his time to decide what he wanted in life. I'd much rather you know yourself to the point that if you're not ready to settle, you don't do it for the sake of that. So number one, that's what it tells me, because you said he has no baggage, right? And that makes me say that you're quite sure of who you are. And if that's at that in different stages of your life, you didn't feel pressured to actually continue what other people are doing. So that's what it tells me about you. I don't think it's a red flag. You know yourself, you weren't in that situation, and now that you're 40 something and you feel like you're ready for it, you're going for it, that's amazing. Because you're stable. You know what you want.
Do you feel like, what do you think about people seeing it as a red flag? Because 99% of the time, it's looked at it this way. As a man, and I see how this can turn into being a woman and being an older woman and you don't have a child or you don't have a husband, right?
Yeah.
But this conversation has been turned around to the man.
To men.
A lot now. For a man, if you're much, much older and you don't necessarily have a wife or you've never been in a serious relationship, you don't have a kid, etc., it's seen as a red flag because why at that age are you still in that position? And, maybe maybe the man wants it, let's say, so to say, but has never been able. Like, is there something wrong with you?
As human beings, we always have a curious nature. There's always going to be the question on why. The question is, why are you making a judgment so quick? Because if you get the time, and this is someone you're genuinely interested in, and the connection is genuine, and we're not talking about tap shit here, we're talking about real stuff.
Yeah.
And you're able to sit down and have a conversation, at some point, that why is going to be answered without you even asking the question directly. You'll be able to tell, is it because he's useless, or is it because he's a dick, or is it just because he knows what the fuck he wants?
Yeah.
So I just think making that judgment is a quick assumption into someone you're genuinely interested in. I get it, if you're trying to time pass, you're going to try to smash, then you can be like, yeah, whatever, you can make your judgment and move. But if you're genuinely invested, then I think the why will bring itself up. And it's also not wrong to ask why.
To ask why.
It's a bit off to make a judgment directly.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, got you. All right.
Wait.
Just asking,
Okay.
throwing it out there.
So,
Bad transition.
yeah, this one. Okay, it's a bit serious, for once. So a popular DJ, not gonna name names, but a popular DJ has been under scrutiny because her very talented child was brought to the club with her. So the child was taken to a club. And people are not taking this well. They said that setting is not ideal for a 8-year-old child, despite the amount of talent that the child has. Yeah. Thoughts?
Well, it depends. Okay, there's so many ways to look at this, to be honest. Wow. So many ways to look at this.
Yeah, I thought so too, but I want to hear what
Firstly, are we... Okay. Where do we start? Location.
Yeah.
Means everything, right? Location.
It was a club.
It was a club, right?
Club.
If you're taking your kid to a festival, I kind of will make... Okay, there's a lot of drugs and like nakedness and whatever, but
I see you.
I feel like a festival makes a little bit more sense because it can be a little bit more protected considering what the kid was meant to be there for, right? It's almost to like nurture talent or whatever. We can look at it that way. In a club, hell no.
Yeah.
Like you don't take your baby to a club. Also considering the sound conditions are fucking wild.
Yeah.
The amount of things, a club is small. The amount of things that can happen in that small space in such a rapid, like even me as an adult, I get anxious from going to the club.
Yeah. You're gusanaing with people like, hey, I need to leave. Yeah.
Like, I get anxious going to the club. It's hectic in a club, right? So honestly, I understand that they're trying to nurture talent or they're trying to get their bag or whatever it is, but I think there's better ways to do it.
Yeah, because the contrary conversation that was also going on were like the millennials on the internet. So they were like, oh yeah, but our folks used to continue with us and take us to Sijui Kani and we used to sit and then they used to drink their beers and we used to hang. And it's true.
I'll tell you this. I'm an only child, right? Okay, now I kill my folks. Anyway, I'm an only child. When I was old enough, not even 18, when I was old enough, my folks used to be like, we're not living in the house because there's nobody else in the house and we need you to be taken care of.
Yeah.
They used to be like, let's go.
Yeah.
Right? And we used to go to local spots, not clubs. We used to go to local spots. Mimi nimeketi hapo with my hugest jacket from my dad or my godfather or my dad's friends. I've been given soup. I've been fed. Them, they're drinking their beers and whatever. You know, they're doing what they need to do. But I was in good care because I'm literally sitting around them or next to them.
Yeah.
Just chilling there. That's a local. They will never take me to a club. At if we go Skylarks
At
back in the
Timoli's.
day or more, Timoli's to take shots with them, and also they'd be responsible about how they're drinking.
Of course, yeah,
right? Because there's a
yeah.
whole child with you. You have to take care of a whole human being, bro. So I understand that. Club?
Yeah.
No.
I was also against it because even my argument is the same. Like if you're talking about how we were raised, like Kanye and stuff, it was a total different setting because I was raised the same way.
Yeah.
We'd had like the country club and stuff like that, but it had like a swimming pool.
Yeah.
So now when they're sitting, they're at like the patio kind of thing, they can keep an eye on us while we're swimming while they sit there and have their like 1, 2s and 3s and it's you wrap the day up.
Yeah.
But club is a different setting and I honestly think that conversation moved down to the child's TikTok as well because like you see the way North has her comment section turned off, which I think is a really good thing if you're going to have a child on the internet. But for this child, the comment section is not turned off. And the kind of comments that go on it are very vile, over-sexualized. So, you know, priors are going to pry, end of the day. I'm not saying the child should stop making content or being on TikTok, by all means. But I think just the extra small measures that the parents can take, because this child is going to grow up and watch back these videos. And she's going to see herself being sexualized as a child. And that can have really long-term psychological effects. Because everything's on the internet now. You can't delete anything, even if they deleted the posts.
True.
So I just think, I get the whole, you want to be a cool parent and stuff like that, and how woke parenting is full of shit. But I think there needs to be a balance.
Yeah.
But anyway, as my mother said, that's what she tells me. But yeah, that was the conversation in large. And speaking of children, babes, I think... Hey, I'm out here. Today I'm just trashing like Jungu's, man.
Wow.
I'm on the Jungu train. I don't even know why.
Go off.
But anyway, I think I was trying to see a pattern. And I think that international babes have a success formula in Nairobi. And this is how it goes. Come into the country. Wait,
I'm not a part of this podcast.
Hot.
Go on. I want to hear it.
Come into the country, you know, have a 1-2
I
with...
read that comment. Wow. Wow. That note.
Have a 1-2 with a local because you got to have a local experience. Make sure it's a bit public in the beginning. And then number 2, of course, we need to make sure that we're here to give back to the community. So make a few dance videos in the other sides of Nairobi, you know, the good side of Nairobi. And then the third thing, the final thing is learn a few Kiswahili words. Set it, you happy?
You're in.
Set it.
Okay.
So I think that's a go-to formula for every international babe who's trying to make it to be an influencer and somebody who's going to get gigs online. I don't think everyone does that, because there are people who do it, they genuinely do it and settle down and have children or whatever and do their thing. But there are those ones who come for that prime reason.
Do you think it's a bad formula?
I think it's a good formula, but I also think it's annoying when there are creators who, no, think about it, because TikTok is the second, like Kenya on TikTok in the world is the second highest users in Kenya. So now if you're going to come with a formula to hack the system for people, let me make it very simple. Brand A wants to advertise with two people. They both have 1.2 followers, 1.2, 1.2. One's a black chick who's those Kenyaji babes. And both of them fit the brand profile of what they're looking for. And then there's this white person next to them. Who's going to get picked? The white person.
Not necessarily.
Most of them. Ashley.
I do this for a living. Not necessarily.
Ashley, I don't think so.
No, the criteria we look at as well.
I'm saying they both have the same criteria. Just
no,
assume.
you can't. Also, that is not an assumption I can make because it is not true.
Apana.
There's always something that will distinctify why I'm picking you other than the other one. Also, listen, I give them props if anything.
Yeah.
If you've been able to crack the fucking code and it works for you, it's the same way.
Yeah.
Listen, if I go to the States, I already know what the fuck kind of content I'm gonna make. It's a Kenyan girl living in the white man's
Yeah, but that's
world.
you being authentic to yourself. That's not
No,
being
it's
authentic.
not.
It is, because that's your authentic experience as Ashley.
You can't say they're not being authentic. You know why? Because, they're white girls. They have pretty privilege. They have white privilege.
Yeah.
They have the international privilege.
Yeah.
Even me, for sure, I will have the international privilege because everybody will be like, oh my God, where are you from? Oh my God, why do you sound like that?
Not so much.
You
I think the
have
levels to that are different, Ashley. And if you're in the diaspora, you can attest to this, that reception that you're going to face is not as big as the reception they're going to face. It's not the same. Yes, there will be those moments. Oh, you're exotic. You're from Africa.
Exactly.
Oh my God. But the levels of that is going to be different.
Have you been there to know?
I have done my research. That's what I'm saying. If you're in the diaspora, by the way, I can see you guys, our audio, diaspora.
It's doing great. So listen, I fully,
please comment and let us know.
I'm here for the game.
Yeah.
I appreciate your game, and I'm never gonna talk shit about your game.
Yeah.
Or demean the game because the game is a fucking game.
Yeah.
If you got in a hack, genuine or not, fucking use it. You're always told work smart, not hard. Listen, I'm trying to work as smart as this little girlies are, because if I can go into a country and the only thing that's working for me is the fact that I'm white. Yeah. Listen, I don't care. I don't care. If you're gonna pick me because I'm a black girl or because I'm a thick girl or because I don't know. I don't care. I'm sorry for you who has the same qualifications as I do. But this is, let me tell you.
You sound like the 5-minute craft videos.
Yeah, this is where a lot of things come in, right? Me, I understand this pretty privilege. Me, I've gotten a shitload of things.
I'm not talking about pretty privilege.
No. Listen,
Okay.
and it's the same conversation.
Okay.
Am I wrong?
Go on.
It's the same conversation.
Let's hear it.
I've gotten a shitload of things because I'm pretty. I've gotten things because I'm a little bit thicker or a little less thicker than people, right? Let me be very specific. I have gotten away with so much shit because of the way I talk.
Yeah, that's true.
My accent has put me in rooms that sometimes I'm even just like, what the fuck am I doing here?
Yeah.
But because I can talk and I can enunciate myself, or, I sound a little bit more
You fit a profile, yeah.
I sound a little bit more sophisticated. I will be in that fucking room.
Yeah.
So why are we not allowing them to enter the bloody content room because of being exotic?
I just said that's a formula. Take it, leave it. That's
you were seeming very pressed about it.
No, I'm still pressed. I'm still pressed on the authenticity factor. I'm still pressed about it. And I keep my stance on that.
That's fine.
And the rest of it, I'm just like, that's a formula. You want to go with that, run with it.
How many people are authentic in this Nairobi?
But that's the thing. You shouldn't just... so you want to normalize inauthenticity.
No.
Because that's the point. I mean, the
I'm getting
reality,
somewhere.
the reality of
Why
it.
aren't you going for the other people who are not authentic, but you're going for the ones
I
who
always
are
do.
exotic?
I always do
Okay, that's
on
true.
different
Yeah,
podcasts. I'm always after somebody's ass. Like, that's not a lie.
But if you're talking about being authentic, I think bringing in the playbook, because if you're not authentic, there's definitely a playbook for you,
Yeah.
right? But I think there's authenticity in not being authentic as well, because that's your MO.
Or what you're trying to say is you could be authentic while having a playbook. That
Pretty
doesn't
much.
make you inauthentic.
No,
that's
but
what you're
can-
trying to say.
And
Yeah.
maybe not being authentic is your MO, and it works for you.
Or like
And that's
Nara
the
Smith.
That's the authenticity in it. Thank you.
Like Nara Smith.
Exactly.
Today,
I've
my
said
husband was
authenticity
crazy.
so much, my tongue is in pain. But
See, we're good at see. So I saw a TikTok. A woman's butthole placement is different from a guy's butthole placement.
oh, you're gonna
And-
make me start looking up. But
And then I know, and then in the video she explains, and apparently it's a biological thing. And I'm like, I wasn't taught this in school, but apparently a guy's is a bit higher. Like you see,
higher up,
higher up,
higher to the top.
Yeah, like you see how Bibs is like almost next to your coochie.
Yeah.
Yeah, but theirs is a bit.
Oh, why? Is there a reason?
I don't know. I couldn't find the reason, but apparently, but for me, what was interesting is, you see, humans are not so different than animals. Because, like, if you want to check if your cat is a male or a female, they check like the butthole placement as well.
If you check your cat,
Yeah,
what? No,
like under the tail. Yeah.
cats. It's because cats have balls, babes.
I mean, but the butthole, like, if it's too furry, you can know from the butthole.
It's the balls.
It hides the balls, the fur.
So you.
See, why are we doing this?
No.
No, babe, if your cat is a hairy cat, how would you know? You're going to touch around.
You will see the balls before you see the butthole. I promise you that.
That's what she said.
It's true because you have to lift. You have to lift the.
Now I'm imagining you under there expecting the bubbles.
You don't even necessarily need to lift the butt.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Someone give her a biology book.
First of all, I'm the one telling you guys buttholes are placed differently. I'm so done. Today's just been a wild day.
Where?
But yeah.
Okay. So buttholes are different.
So now when
Have
you're next
different
time you're
locations.
under there, like under.
Tell us how should we be under them, right? Tell us. How do we go under? Under and up? Under and in.
If you're an audio watch
And-
video, you're gonna die. But
I want to know.
I just showed you.
Austin is like, huh?
No comment.
He has no words.
I don't know what. I never want to watch this podcast again. But anyway.
Let me not ask dumb questions. I'm sorry. I was going.
But yeah, I thought that was a really interesting fact that I didn't know, and I thought you should know.
Thank you.
Welcome to.
Okay. Kids. Okay. I guess let's figure out biology together. And
Buttholes and biology.
Let's go.
Anyway, do you have time for one other serious conversation?
Do we? Okay, we do.
Okay. Guys are now pressed about house managers wearing uniform. Yeah.
Oh.
So they're like, oh, so now this is the argument is house managers wearing uniform is so colonial. It's so slavery. It's giving slave. It's giving colonial, and I disagree. Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that, to be honest. Have you been seeing Nani's stories?
Who?
There's this influencer whose housey was wearing her clothes and doing TikToks with them.
No, I haven't.
Wow. We'll get to that story once we're able to talk about it. But yeah, I don't know how I feel about that story. Honestly, I feel like sometimes it just gives, it does give colonial vibes, but sometimes it also gives order.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? Like, it's you're able to distinctify which I don't. It's important. I think you're able to say, okay, she's the house manager. He's maybe the gardener, etc., etc. Like you understand who's
the
doing
roles.
the house
Yeah.
as well, right? Because I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this situation. Because also I'm not in that place where. I mean, yes, I have a house manager, right?
But it's not
she's
permanent.
yeah. So I think when I'm older and I have a permanent house manager, then I'd be able to give some kind of, I don't know,
Input, like,
on it. But yeah, tell me what you think.
I don't know. I just think for me, I think consent is a word that needs to be fed into people's mind more often. Because I don't care less what other people think.
Yeah.
Do I think it's minor colonial? Probably, because that's where the idea of potentially uniforms came from. But then again, we wear uniforms to school.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
You
pick
wear
a battle.
uniforms to work sometimes,
Right?
Well,
They're professionals who rely on uniforms.
Exactly.
Pilots, doctors. So are you trying to, number one, are you trying to say that a house manager is less of a doctor? Like, are they lesser people because what?
it's a profession.
It's a profession. It's an actual respectable profession. So, and then number two, I'm just like, where the part of consent comes in, sits you and your housey. So you just talk together. You will ask her, what do you prefer? I have an option of, I can provide you uniforms. Your second option is, uvae tu nguo za home.
or you have a specific like color code. or whatever.
Code, or let's talk about it.
Yeah.
If maybe she's comfortable just wearing a house clothes and she doesn't mind them getting dirty, or she'll carry a change of clothes, that's on her. If she's cool with the uniform, that's on her. Because I personally know, I've never hired anyone like that, but at my aunt's house, there were people. There were like there was the gardener, whatever, the whole shebang, and there were uniforms, but there's some who didn't wear.
Yeah.
Some liked it because they're like, my clothes get dirty. It's better to wear the overcoat.
Sure.
Yeah, and it boils down to all professions. Like us guys, my dad guys, engineering. They're working with dirty shit in cars.
True.
And now if you're telling me they're wearing uniforms, that means they're colonized. They're not. They're trying to protect their clothes from car fumes.
Yeah.
So,
I know of a house manager who in her, like she has a list of the things that she will need to have when she comes and works for you, right? And one of them is uniforms, mainly because like when she comes to the house, she needs that specific distinction between me being at work and me being home. At home. And also specifically for the reason of she doesn't want to be working in her home clothes.
Yeah.
Also, it's giving her more work to now clean her day-to-day clothes over and over again, other than just having like 3 outfits, clean the 2, repeat them every single. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So it gives some kind of order, some resemblance of order, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's just a matter of preference. Just talk to people. Yeah. And if people are making their people wear uniforms, maybe ask those guys if they're okay with it instead of just yappa. But who am I to say? I'm always yapping without thinking. Like 2 seconds later, I'm out here like, yo, bitch.
And on that note, the stars literally said she's gonna be a yapper. And she's really living up to it. So yeah.
Yappa. Shanae sing.
It's a wrap?
Almost.
Oh. Go off.
Why do guys post nudes on their birthday? Brother, ill.
Nudes?
Yeah, there's a guy who posted his nude like...
You have stories today. Guy. Okay, go off.
This is the last one, I promise. I can't... Shit. You want to come back off air, but anyway. I opened my stories.
Okay.
And you're scrolling and you don't mind guys who post semi-nudes on a normal day. That's like, oh my God, bless my day. But what I found like Brother Ooh and cringy and everything was the fact that was his birthday post.
It's a full nude?
Like everything. He just had like
penis out.
He just had like his hand covered.
Hey, show me where.
Once you know who it is, you're gonna gag. So
the stars were very aligned.
Yeah.
She needs to shut the fuck up.
So yeah, I kind of found it. And then he wrote a caption along the lines of how nature is Adam and Eve. I don't want to say the exact thing because it'll be easy to point out who it is. But he wrote something along the lines of it's. How in Adam and Eve times we were all walking around. So that's what he quoted under.
From how you were born.
Not
the nude.
using things like that.
Oh, is it? Oh shit! All right. In that case, bye, guys.
On that note, bye guys. For real, I can't continue.
It's a wrap. Catch you next week.
Bye.